ألف لام را كتاب أنزلناه إليك لتخرج الناس من الظلمات إلى النور بإذن ربهم إلى صراط العزيز الحميد آمنا بالله وصدق الله العلي العظيم صلوات الله محمد وعلى محمد أعظم الله أجورنا وأجوركم بمسابنا بأبي عبد الله الحسين عليه الصلاة والسلام. We have reached the blessed night of Ashura, and we are thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He has once again given us life, that we are able to witness this night. And may He give us life, inshallah, that we are able to witness Muharram next year again and be able to do the adha of Abu Abdullah again. And we say to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that as long as we have life, we will always remember Hussein. I want to take the opportunity tonight to wrap up my subject. Normally I give a lot more time, of course, on this night for Masayib, because these are the days where we weep for Abu Abdullah. And every tear that comes out in the name of Abu Abdullah becomes a pearl for us. It becomes a means of salvation for us. For there is no angel on this earth, there is no angel on the farsh, there is no creation in this world who does not cry for Hussein. It's tough. If you understand this personality, then why should we not weep for Hussein? And inshallah we will do that. We will weep for him tonight, and we will weep for him tomorrow. And we will always be with Hussein. We will, inshallah, be Husseini in our character. We will be, inshallah, Husseini in the way we have our conduct with other people. In the way that we have conduct with ourselves, with other people, with other people in society, with humanity in general. Inshallah, we will be Husseini. And that is our dua. What I want to do today is to conclude my series of these 12 days in trying to hopefully put it together for us. And I've tried hard, and I know it has been a difficult journey for all of us. And unfortunately, the weakness is mine, not yours. And it is possible that I may have erred, and it is possible that I may not have conveyed my message to you as clearly as I would like to. And if I have erred in any way, I ask forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first. And then I ask you to actually find it within your hearts to forgive me. For forgiveness is an attribute of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you should not do anything but to reflect His attribute. So inshallah you will forgive me. And we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that tonight He safeguards the Muslims, and especially the lovers of the Ahlul Bayt across the world, who will commemorate the martyrdom of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. For there are many people who will probably try and stop that commemoration. But the light of Hussein will never die in our hearts, and we ask Allah to safeguard and protect the mu'mineen across the world. In the series of lectures that I've been delivering, we have talked about the importance of moving. We've talked about the importance of ascension towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We've talked about how it's not appropriate anymore. It's not good anymore to just be static and remain where we are. We need to move in a journey towards the closeness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We need to pierce those veils between us and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We talked about spirituality and how we actually can do that. And we said that there is an intricate relationship between Iman and faith. And there is a relationship between worship. And we said that it's important that when we have Iman and we have worship, that we connect that on how those acts of worship can change our character and build our character. For we said that reflecting the names and attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala within us is a means towards the proximity of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As we reflect His names and attributes within us, the closer we get to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The closer we get to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the more our Iman becomes strengthened. The more our Iman becomes strengthened, it opens up doors of our capacity and potential to even get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to reflect more of His names and attributes even more. We do that, the doors of faith become open to us even more. He starts to shine His light in our heart. It's when we become enlightened and we get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to the extent that we can get so close to Him that we can become annihilated in Him. We can become dissolved in Him. We can become completely immersed in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to the extent that now we don't see anything but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah says that when you reach that stage of fana, then you start to reflect wilaya. You start to become my wali. And when you become my wali, then when I want to do something, I will use you as the means to do something. When I want to hear, I will use your ears to hear. When I want to see, I will use your eyes to see. When I want to act, I will use your arms to act. This is the journey that we need to transverse and transform ourselves in a way that we get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Of course, as we do this, one of the things that we always ask us, and this is how I want to try and bring it together today, is how do we actually develop this moral and ethical framework? How do we actually strengthen this akhlaq? How do we strengthen our character? How do we do this so that we can go through this particular journey? And the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his hadith is amazing. He says, "Takhallaqu bi akhlaqillah." He says, the Holy Prophet says, shape yourselves into the akhlaq of Allah. This is what the Holy Prophet is saying, meaning, modify yourselves in the akhlaq of Allah, adopt His names and attributes, understand the relationships you have in this finite world. And if you're able to understand the relationships that you have in this finite world, with society, with other human beings, then you will start to shape your akhlaq in such a way that it becomes the akhlaq of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So let's look at these relationships that we have. And I'm going to identify 3 relationships tonight. Right? In Islam, the human being has 3 major relationships when it comes to other human beings. And I look at it in a different way. So I look at an outer circle, yes, and then an inner circle, and then a circle within the inner circle. Are you with me? It's not too hard, really. Yeah? An outer circle, and then an inner circle, and then the most inner circle, if you want to call it that, right? Or you can look at it as layers. The outer layer, the inner layer, and the most inner layer. Those are the 3 relationships that we have to consider. The outer circle is the relationship of the human being with humanity, with other human beings, right? In this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala demands that when you interact with other human beings, doesn't matter who that human being is, if you interact with another human being, that you are able to exemplify the concept of justice and fairness, right? You need to deal with other human beings with justice and fairness. That's the minimum that is expected of you. And that person may be a non-Muslim. It may be a person it may even be an atheist, right? But you have to deal with them with justice, and with fairness. You know, the last chapter of Risalat al-Huquq of our fourth Imam, Imam Sajjad, salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi. In that chapter, he outlines what are the rights of non-Muslims living under a Muslim government. And in that, he clearly says that the minimum right that the non-Muslim has who's living under a Muslim government is that he is being dealt with justice and with fairness. That is the minimum right of a human being, with justice and with fairness. And this is what you see, right? This is why Amirul Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib, salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi, when he sends Malik-e-Ashtar, right? When he sends Malik-e-Ashtar to Egypt to govern, right? He writes that famous letter to Malik-e-Ashtar, right? How to govern. And the first statement he does in that is what? He says, "Oh Malik, remember when you go there, you will find two types of people. Either they are going to be your brothers in faith, or they are equal to you in humanity. Treat them in the same way as you would want Allah to treat you. Treat them with fairness and treat them with forgiveness and with mercy." Amirul Mu'mineen. Right? Look at how he identifies humanity as an important component of the relationship that we have. He says it doesn't matter. Either they're going to be your brothers in faith or they're going to be equal to you in humanity. You're going to have to treat them both the same. It doesn't matter. Look at how he respects humanity. You know, when Amir al-Mu'mineen, Ali ibn Abi Talib, salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi, when he was a Khalifa, he used to go around Kufa. Amir al-Mu'mineen, when he was the Khalifa in Kufa, he used to wear a cloak, and he used to take his ministers with him, and he used to walk in the streets of Kufa, because he wanted to know, what are the people doing? How are they living? How is my government performing? Are we addressing the needs of the people? So he himself would want to go, and of course he would put a cloak over him because he didn't want people to know that this was Imam Ali, because everybody would change, right? You know that, right? When we are faced with somebody, right, and usually we are doing our mischief, right? But if somebody comes and we're afraid of them, then we behave ourselves, right? So he puts a cloak on with his ministers. He goes into the streets of Kufa. And he goes into the streets of Kufa, and a man comes to him. And a man comes to Amir al-Mu'mineen, and he starts begging Amir al-Mu'mineen for money. He was a beggar. And he comes and begs Amir al-Mu'mineen for money. When Amir al-Mu'mineen sees that, he becomes disturbed. And he tells his companions who are with him, his ministers, right? He says to his ministers, "Ma haza?" What is this? He doesn't say to his ministers, "Man haza?" Who is this? He doesn't say, "Who is this?" He says, "Ma haza?" What is this? For Ali ibn Abi Talib to see a beggar begging in the streets when he was in charge, when he was the Khalifa, it was not acceptable for Amir al-Mu'mineen. It's not acceptable from a Quranic perspective. He says, "Ma haza?" What is this? And the ministers say, "Hada Nasraniyu." He is a Christian. And Amir al-Mu'mineen gets angry. He says to his ministers, "So what if he is a Christian? So what if he is a Christian?" He says, "When this man was young and he was able, we used his talents, we used his gifts, that he was able to contribute to society. Now that he is unable to do that, now that he is frail and he is old, you leave him alone?" not in the government of Ali ibn Abi Talib. He says, go and give him from the treasury. For it is not acceptable for me that a human being under my governorship would be begging for money. This is the relationship with humanity. Right? It's very important. When you look at this, you have to understand how we sometimes deal with other human beings. Right? Look at the example of Imam Sajjad salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi. He says something very beautiful in the dua of Makarim al-Akhlaq. Something very beautiful. Look at the level of morality of this Imam. وَسَدِّدْنِي لَنْ أَعْرَضَ مَنْ غَشَّنِي بِالنُّسْ. Makarim al-Akhlaq. He says, oh Allah, grant me that capability that whoever cheats me or whoever tries to cheat me, I reply back with fairness. We do the opposite. First, the person who doesn't try to cheat us, we try to cheat them. But then if somebody tries to cheat you, we just pour it out, right? We then don't look, he tried to cheat me. And then you will try to clean him out. Any opportunity we get. But look at what the fourth Imam is praying. Grant me that capability that whoever tries to cheat me, I reply back with fairness. Because if that quality of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is ingrained in your heart, if you are truly reflecting His attribute, then it will not matter what that person does to you. You will always respond with fairness. That is what building your character means. So the outer circle is your relationship with humanity. But then we come to the first inner circle. And that first inner circle is your relationship to brothers in faith. Your relationship with your brothers and sisters in faith. For this particular area where your relationship between yourself and brothers and sisters in faith, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that justice and fairness is not enough. Here you have to go at a higher level. You need to treat them and deal with them with ihsan. It's not enough just to be fair and just. That's expected of all humanity. But for your brothers and sisters in faith, you have to climb a ladder above that and treat them with ihsan. Treat them by doing favors unto them and not expect anything back in return. So many times we help people and then we make it a point to remind them. I helped you. Otherwise you would be begging. I gave you a job. It was because of my connections that you got a job. It was because what I did that you were able to now get a roof over your head. We continue to help, we help them and then we continue to remind them that we have helped them. We continue to humiliate them. This is not ihsan. This is not how Allah is expecting us to conduct ourselves with other people who are brothers and sisters in faith. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, la tubdilu sadaqatikum bil manni wal adha kalladhi yunfiqu ma'lahu riya'a an-nasi wa la yu'minu billahi wal yawmil akhir. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, believers, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, O you who believe, O you believers, do not make your charities fruitless by reproachfully reminding your recipient of your charity, of your favor, and making them feel insulted. Do not do it. Right? It's like the one who spends his property to show off and who has no faith in God and no belief in the day of judgment. Don't do that. You create, by doing a favor, you create a hasanat for yourself by reminding that person you burn it. And sometimes we do it to show off. Right? We do riya because we want to show off. We want to show off to people that we are doing this, right? We do a good act and we want to actually show off to people. And we are very good at showing off to people. We are very smart at doing it. And Allah says, don't do it. It'll burn your favors and your good deeds. Look at how Imam Sajjad salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi, look at how he deals with other people, right? Who are, at least apparently on the faith, but although inside them may be hypocrites. There is a narration where he exhibits a level of morality that goes beyond understanding. And the narration is that once the fourth Imam, alayhi salam, he was traveling. And he was traveling and he was in a desert. And he came across a man. And when he came across this man actually had run out of water. He did not have any water. And he was gasping the last breaths of his life. He did not have any water. And Imam alayhi salam went to that person. It's in the desert. He's gasping his last breaths of life. And Imam alayhi salam went to that person and gave him some water. Not only did he give him some water, because he was on the verge of dying, Imam alayhi salam took this person and held him. And then he took his head and put his head on his arms. And then he took some water and gave him small sips, right? And if you're in the medical field, you'll know that if you have that level of thirst that you're almost going to die, then you just don't stick a bottle in somebody's mouth and, give them water. You got to give it slowly so that they don't become overwhelmed, right? So he slowly, over time, he gives him water. And he gives him more water. This man was almost unconscious. He was not aware of what's going on. And Imam alayhi salam nurtures him with water. And he gives him water. Until a time when this man regains his consciousness. He regains his consciousness and he looks at the Imam. And he says to the Imam, he says to the Imam, Yabna Rasulullah. He recognizes the Imam. And he says to the Imam, Yabna Rasulullah, I know who you are, but you obviously do not know who I am. And when he says that if you had known, Yabna Rasulullah, if you had known who I am, you would not have given me any water and you would have left me just to die. And Imam alayhi salam smiles at him. And he says to him, I know who you are. He says, you are Hazin bin Namir. And Hazin bin Namir, in some narrations, he was one of the worst killers of the Ahlul Bayt in Karbala. He was actually one of the commanders in the army of Yazid. He was a commander of one of the flanks of the army of Yazid. In one narration, Hazin bin Namir is identified as that person who struck the spear in the chest of Aliyun al-Akbar. And Imam says to him, I know who you are. You are Hazin bin Namir. And when Hazin bin Namir hears this, he becomes shocked. And he says, what kind of a person you are. You know who I am, yet I was in my last breaths of dying, and you gave me some water. And Imam's reply was very clear. Imam's message is that when it comes to higher levels of morality, we do higher levels of morality because we reflect Allah in us. This is what makes us the wali of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes, you were the one who killed my family in Karbala, but at this moment in time, it is against my akhlaq to have a human being, especially a believer, whether a hypocrite or not, he was at least apparently a believer, that a believer would die without water. That is not acceptable to my morality. Fourth Imam. I gotta tell you, man, I don't know what I would have done. When I reflect on this hadith, I still think I would have probably let him die. It's tough. This level of morality is not easy to implement. But this is how we need to implement this morality. So the outer layer is for all humanity, with fairness and justice. The inner layer is for your brothers and sisters in faith. Here, fairness and justice is not enough. Here you have to deal with them with ihsan, with favors, without asking for anything in return. But now when you come to the innermost circle, this is your relationship that we have with our own family members. Here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and He demands, that when it comes to your relationship with your own family and with your own blood relations, here it is not enough to do fairness and justice. It is not even enough to deal with them with ihsan and favors. No, you have to rise a level beyond that. Here, what is expected of you is to deal with them through sacrifice. It's a higher level, right? Here, ihsan is not enough. You must sacrifice your own pleasures for your family members. And that is what is going to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Fourth Imam again, Makarimul Akhlaq. What does he say? وَكَافِيَ مَنْ قَطْعَنِي بِالسِّلَّةِ. He says, oh Allah, whoever wants to cut off their relationships with me, grant me the ability to join with them and make amends with that person. They will try and cut off their relationship with me. Give me the ability to join with them and make amends with them. The way we treat our family members and our blood relations, Allah is expecting a higher level of operation for us, a higher level of character for us, a higher level of akhlaq for us. It's not enough. And we have to reflect on this. Today you'll find the smallest thing between a brother and another brother, right? Or a son and a father, or a daughter and a mother. The smallest thing, they will not talk to each other for years. Years. And none of them have the ego, right? Their ego stops them to actually approach that other person and say, I'm sorry, man. Napamarawan ko to. Ipela chalu kairo. Yeah? He started it. Not my fault. Why should I apologize? He should apologize. It doesn't matter who started it. If you have the akhlaq of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then you will take that step. And then look at what Allah does to you. As you reflect His attributes in yourself, then watch Him as to how He looks after you. We have no care for this. We have come to the stage now where if we don't get along with our family members, we actually tell our kids that do not talk to your cousins. If two brothers are not getting along together, then I'll tell my kids, don't talk to, your cousins, his children. We are not talking to that family. And then we take it forward, right? It's just so much animosity. Forget about justice and fairness. Forget about ihsan. We're not even doing those, let alone sacrificing our pleasures for their pleasures. And then the way we deal with our parents, right? Because dealing with our parents is a form of sila rahmi, right? And this is not just for the kids. Don't let the old people just switch off and say, you know what, this is just for the kids. It includes us, it includes me. We have this tendency where we are now living in a culture where we tend to just ignore them. The fourth Imam, a man comes to our fourth Imam and he says, I have an old mother. She's very old. She's very frail. She needs total care. I need to care for everything. I need to wash her, I need to bathe her, I need to feed her, I need to do everything for her. And he says to the Imam, you know what? This year, I took her to Hajj because she had not performed her Hajj. And I carried her on my shoulders, he says to the Imam. And I did the tawaf of Khane Kaaba, carrying her on my shoulders. And then I did the sa'i 7 times, carrying her on my shoulders. I look after her every day. Tell me, O Imam, have I repaid her for what she did for me when I was a toddler? And Imam smiles at him and he says, look, O man, you have not repaid even one rock of that cradle when you were a toddler and she was cradling you. You have not even repaid one rock of that cradle. And this man says, oh, hold on. He says, doesn't sound like it doesn't make sense. He said, Imam, did you realize what I just told you? I look after her, I bathe her, I clean her, I feed her. I took her to Hajj on my shoulder, tawaf, sa'i, everything. Not one rock. And Imam alayhi salam says there is a difference in what you did and what she did. She says that when she did it for you, she was praying for your lengthy life. When you looked after her, you were doing it in anticipation of her death. There is a difference. We need to reflect, man. Really. Fighting with our brothers and sisters and nephews and nieces. And it's easy these days, right? It's really easy. I mean, you've got WhatsApp and you've got texts and everything. At least on the day of Eid, send a text. If you haven't been talking to your brothers and sisters for a long time, or your family members, at least send them a text, one of those, photos, Eid Mubarak, that it circulates, because everybody uses it. Right? Thinking that when you send it to somebody, they won't know that, you took it from something else, right? That you created it yourself. You just copy and paste it, right? Takes you a second, right? Copy and paste. You copy it and paste it to all your groups. All your WhatsApp groups, your friends and everything, you copy it and you paste it. But to your brother or your sister or your niece or your nephew or anything, you don't send it. When it's at the bolto nathi. This is not building character, my friends. There is an expectation of us on how we deal in humanity. How then can we expect ascension towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? there is a responsibility that we have with respect to conduct, right? Our conduct, our behavior, our conduct. Because the first level of conduct is in regards to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have to have a conduct with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One of the basic things that we need to understand is that we need to realize that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is always watching me. God is always watching me. Alam ya'lam bi anna Allah yara. Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that, have you forgotten that I'm always watching you? That khiyana of your eyes, He knows even that. I'm talking to you, and there is a woman that passes by, a pretty woman, a beautiful woman. The corner of my eye, I'm looking at her, but I'm talking to you. Allah says that khiyana of your eyes, I know. Who are you trying to kid, man? This is haram. Right? It's something else. Right? This is not khiyana. Somebody passes by and you're doing this. This is not khiyana. The khiyana is, you are very smart. It's from the corner of your eyes. Allah says, don't try and kid me, man. I created you. Who are you trying to work with here? I created you. I know, alam ya'na bi anna Allah yara. I know even that khiyana of your eyes. And that's why the Holy Prophet says that worship Allah as if you see Him. And if you cannot see Him, at least worship Him knowing that He is seeing you. Imagine a state, right? If I was to put a camera on you, right, that would, basically capture everything that you do 24/7 in one day. A camera with a microphone. Especially with some of the members, right? I put a camera, it's going to capture everything you do and you say 24/7. And then I say to you, I'm going to play the highlights in the mosque. Mosque would be full. Be packed. Let's see what happens. Right? You are never alone. Reminds me of an incident, with Ayatollah Khomeini talks about, Ayatollah Khomeini, he talks about this scholar, very learned scholar, who used to be in Iran, but he had a bad habit. He used to drink alcohol. Yeah, it's shocking, isn't it? Yeah, I know. So he used to drink alcohol, but he used to drink it in private, in his house. Ayatollah Khomeini narrates this. He's a learned scholar who used to drink alcohol. One day in his house, his wife had invited some people to, come and visit and for dinner and so on and so forth. He was in his room. He mingled with them, he chilled with them for a little while, but then it was time for his drink, a little bit of Johnny Walker, he needed a couple of pegs, right? So he goes up to his room and, he opens the bottle and he's drinking. And one of the guests had a child, a 6-year-old boy. And you know how children are, right? They're running around the house and they're playing. And this child, by accident, opened the door to this scholar's room and saw him drinking his Johnny Walker. And as he looked at it, he was shocked. A 6-year-old boy. Didn't say anything. He immediately ran out of the room and closed the door. Now, Maulana's, drinking. Right? So he left. This man, he stopped coming to the mosque because he was worried that what will happen to him if this 6-year-old boy says to people what he was doing. And Ayatollah Khomeini says that this man was worried about what a 6-year-old boy would say Yet he was completely oblivious to the fact that Allah is watching him all the time. Amazing. If you have any embarrassment in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if there is even this thought in your mind that if I'm going to do this, yes, I can do this in private, but God is watching me, that embarrassment will stop you from committing that sin. Of course, then there is conduct to the self, right? So it's conduct with respect to Allah, how we conduct ourselves with Allah, and how do we conduct ourselves with our inner selves. The biggest fool is the one that you will make of yourself. You see, we never see the problem, right, lying within ourselves. We always see the problem in others. Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi, he says in Nahjul Balagha, he says, I wonder at the arrogance of man. Look at the words of Amir al-Mu'mineen. This is about. He says, I wonder at the arrogance of man. He sees a speck of dust on the cloak of his neighbor, yet he is not able to see the thorn that is sticking out from his own eye. Everything applies to that other person. It does not apply to me. It's really common, right? The admonition is first to me, my friends, not to you. I was talking to one of my friends who's an alim, and he was telling me this story. I thought it was really good. He said to me, once a father came to him and he said to him, Sheikh, I have a son who's very rude to me. He doesn't respect me. He talks to me in a very rude way. And sometimes in front of other people, he talks to me in a very rude way. If you get a chance in your lecture, sometime in your lecture, can you talk about the rights between a father and a son? Can you talk about the rights of a father? So, this person. So the Sheikh said, okay, no problem. So one day, he was giving majlis, he saw this boy sitting in, the mosque. So he thought to himself, this is a good chance for me. This boy is sitting here, he's there, he's listening, he's going to listen to my majlis. This is when I will talk about the rights of a father. So he started. And at the end of the majlis, this boy came to the Shaykh. And he says, Bana, Shaykh, fantastic majlis, eh? Excellent, Bana. And the Shaykh thought to himself, Alhamdulillah, my message got through. I did the message. He said, so good. Is it on YouTube? And so the Shaykh got even happier. He wants to listen to it again. Right? So he says, yeah, I think it is on YouTube. He said, I am glad. If you can give me the link, because I have a friend of mine, he's not very good with his father. I'd like him to listen to it. The problem always is in somebody else. And this is why Amir al-Mu'mineen says, look at the arrogance of man. He sees a speck of dust on the cloak of his neighbor, yet he is unable to see the thorn sticking out from his own eye. And then you have your conduct in relationship, of course, to humanity. And we have talked about that, right? Helping humanity. Islam is a religion of humanity. It's a religion where you respect the creation of God. And it is important for us to look within our own communities sometimes, to see if there is a need locally. And it doesn't have to be poverty. It doesn't have to be that somebody is not, doing well, is poor, and is unable to meet their needs. Sometimes those people are easy to identify. It's harder sometimes to identify those people who may just need your support, who may just need a lending ear, who may just need some advice. That may be even more important for that person. Serving humanity is very important. And important for us that when we deal with each other, we deal with people with mercy and forgiveness. Malik Ashtar, who was the commander-in-chief, right, in the army of Amir al-Mu'mineen in the Battle of Jamal and Siffin. Malik Ashtar. And Malik Ashtar was a really close friend of Imam Ali alayhi salam, a warrior, right? A man with both physical and spiritual courage, which we talked about. But he was a very learned person as well. He was an alim. He was a very pious man. He had taqwa. But he was known in Kufa as the warrior. People would look at Malik and they would start to tremble. Malik Ashtar. Malik, once he was passing in the streets of Kufa, in the bazaar of Kufa. And one of the traders of the shops of Kufa, right, he was washing his utensils outside of his shop. He had eaten some curry or something, put some water, and he was washing it. And as Malik passed, he threw the dirty water on the face of Malik, just as a joke. I thought it was funny. So he just threw the water on the face of Malik as a joke. And Malik saw this, and the color of the face of Malik changed. But then suddenly something happened to Malik, and he calmed himself down. He ignored this act. He walked towards Masjid Kufa, and he entered Masjid Kufa. Now, the trader thought this was very funny. And his friend, who was in the next shop, he came out and he said to this trader, to his friend, he said, "Do you know who that guy was?" And I said, "I don't know who he was. He was just passing by. I was cleaning. I thought I would throw some stuff at him. It looked really funny to me, Well, that's right. It's quite funny." So the man said to him, "That was Malik Ashtar." And when this guy heard the name of Malik Ashtar, he started to tremble. He said, "Oh my God, Malik Ashtar? I mean, you were talking about the Malik Ashtar?" He said, "Yeah, that was the Malik Ashtar. Man, you're dead. You're dead. You're toast, right? You're gone, right?" And so this man said, "Now what do I do?" He says, "I don't know, but you got to do something." So this man, he left everything. He rushed towards Masjid Kufa. As he rushed towards Masjid Kufa, he saw Malik reciting Salat in Masjid Kufa. So now he had to wait. His Malik Ashtar Salat is not like mine and yours, really short, boom, 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 done, right? It was a little bit, lengthy Salat, so he had to wait. He's trembling, he's sweating, he's anxious, he's scared, right? He's waiting. As soon as Malik finishes his Salat, he rushes to Malik and he says that, "Oh Malik, I am really sorry. Could you please forgive me? I didn't realize that it was you. I just did it as a joke. I'm asking you to forgive me and have mercy on me. I really am sorry." And Malik smiled at him. And Malik said to him that you did not have to come here. I already forgave you right there and then. For when you first did that to me, I had an anger in my heart. But I have learned from my master, Amir al-Mu'mineen, that when anger comes into your heart, your akhlaq should rise up to the top and to suppress that anger. And I was so happy that I was able to follow my master that I already forgave you. This is what we learn from Amir al-Mu'mineen. This is what we learn on how we need to build that character, how we need to deal with other human beings, how we need to deal with our brothers and sisters in faith, how we need to deal with our families. And I haven't spoken about the relationship between husband and wife, because that probably is 3 majlises. And if my wife is in the audience, it would be a whole ashra. But it's very important. It's very important. I tell you, even in New York, and I'm just a guest speaker, even in New York, trust me, there are cases where I get to hear about how husbands mistreat their wives, our believers. We need to reflect, guys. Really. We need to move. This is not akhlaqullah. This is not what the Prophet wants us, that, we practice the akhlaq of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you want to understand the position of the women in Islam, then come to Karbala. Come to Karbala and you will understand the position of women. I tell you, at any cost, a mother will protect her child. A mother at any cost will do whatever she can to protect her child. On the night of Ashura, the mothers of Banu Hashim are preparing their children for martyrdom. That only happens when they build a character within themselves. This is the night of Ashura, brothers and sisters. And wallah, if you are able to shed 1 tear on this night, as you shed that tear, ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala of your hajats. I tell you with confidence, as you shed the tear for Abu Abdullah, ask Allah for your hajat, He will accept your hajat. For on the day of Ashura, this battered Imam was tired. He was tired, he was battered, he was wounded. He had gathered the lash of Qasim. The trampled lash of Qasim he had gathered. He had consolidated the arms of Abu al-Fadl Abbas. He had pulled a spear out of the chest of his Aliyun al-Akbar. Now this man goes into the sand dunes of Karbala. He mounts a hill on Karbala and he says, Hal min nasirin yansuruna, Hal min mughisin yughisuna. Is there anyone here to help me? When Abu Abdullah says, Hal min nasirin yansuruna, the wife of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, Rabab comes running out of her tent. She comes running out of her tent and she signals Abu Abdullah al-Hussein to come towards the Khaymaga. Imam Hussein rushes to the Khaymaga and he says to Rabab, "Oh Rabab, what is it? Why did you call me back towards the tent?" And Rabab says, "Aka, when you made the call of Hal min Nasirin Yansurna, our 6-month-old Ali Asghar threw himself out of the cradle." Imam Hussein alayhi salam, he says to Rabab, "Oh Rabab, I understand what Ali Asghar is looking for. Give me my child." Rabab gives the 6-month-old Ali Asghar to Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. Imam Hussein alayhi salam takes his Aba and he shrouds his Aba over Ali Asghar. As he shrouds his Aba over Ali Asghar, he says to Rabab, "Oh Rabab, I'm going to take my Ali Asghar into the battlefield of Karbala." And Rabab says, "Oh my master, why are you going to take my Ali Asghar into the battlefield of Karbala? And Abu Abdullah says that, oh Rabab, I will go to the battlefield and I will show the army of Yazid who Ali Asghar is. Perhaps there are fathers in the army of Yazid, and when they see the 6-month-old baby, they may have some mercy and give him some drops of water. When Rabab heard this, Rabab says to Abu Abdullah, oh my master, please make sure that you bring my Ali Asghar back, for I have seen all morning, I have seen all day today, whomsoever has gone in that direction, that person has not returned back alive. Imam Hussein alayhi salam now takes Ali Asghar. He goes to the battlefield of Karbala. Azadaro, as he goes to the battlefield of Karbala, the army of Yazid becomes confused. Some say to each other, Hussein looks like he has come with a Quran on his hand, because Imam had shrouded his Aba over Ali Asghar. But then as Imam comes into the battlefield of Karbala, he takes the Aba out and he shows the people the 6-month-old baby. And then the Imam says something amazing. He says to the army of Yazid, oh army of Yazid, tell me, what is the fault of this 6-month-old baby? This 6-month-old baby is now in his last breaths, wanting just some drops of water. Is there anyone amongst you who may have small children who would give water to this small child? At that time, the people of the army of Yazid start to bow their head. Some start to weep and cry, and then but there is no response. At that time, Imam says, look, if you think that this is an excuse where I will drink the water, then I will keep my baby Ali Asghar on the burning fields of Karbala, and I will move back. You can give him some water yourself. Hi, my Mazloom Imam. And now he keeps Ali Asghar on the burning fields of Karbala, and he says to Ali Asghar, oh Ali Asghar, your father has done what he is able to do. The rest is now up to you. The historians write, as Ali Asghar is put down on the fields of Karbala, he takes his dried tongue and he now puts his dried tongue over his parched lips, showing the people how thirsty he is. The people start to weep. The people start to cry in the army of Yazid. Umar ibn Sa'd now comes to Imam Hussein. He says to Imam Hussein, oh Hussein, you still have a chance. Do the bayat of Yazid and we will give your child some water. When Hussein hears this, he moves towards Ali Asghar. Now he picks up Ali Asghar again. He mumbles something to the ear of Ali Asghar. Historians do not write what Imam says in the ear of Ali Asghar. My heart is saying, perhaps Imam says to Ali Asghar, oh my son Ali Asghar, the Umar ibn Sa'd is asking for bayat. What do you think? But then the historians say that there was an enlightenment of the face of Ali Asghar, as if Ali Asghar is saying to Abu Abdullah, oh father, tell Hurmala, what is he waiting for? As Umar ibn Sa'd sees that all the army of Yazid is mesmerized by this particular situation, he runs and comes to Hurmala. He comes to Hurmala and he says to Hurmala, Ikta kalamul Hussein. I want you to eradicate the child of Hussein. I want you to eliminate the sign of Hussein. For if this continues, the people in my army will defect and go towards Abu Abdullah. Azadaro, Hurmala takes his first arrow. As he takes his first arrow, he aims it at Ali Asghar and he tries to shoot it at Ali Asghar. The arrow falls onto the ground. Hurmala now takes a second arrow. He now aims it at Ali Asghar. As he aims it at Ali Asghar, the second arrow falls onto the ground. When the second arrow falls onto the ground, Umar ibn Sa'd comes to Hurmala and he says, Urmala, you are the best of my archers. You are the best of my archers. What has happened to you? Why are you not able to eradicate the sign of Hussein? Hurmala says, Oh Umar ibn Sa'd, you do not see what I see. He says, you do not see what I see. For whenever I aim my arrow over this young boy, from the corner of my eye, I see the khaymaga of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. And in the khaymaga of Hussein, I see a woman who is pacing back and forth, praying to Allah that bring my young baby back to me with his thirst quenched. This is why I am not able to fire the arrow. And Umar ibn Sa'd says, Hurmala, you have to fire the arrow. Hurmala now takes the third arrow. This arrow of Hurmala pierces the arm of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. And from the arm of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein, the arrow pierces the neck of Ali. आज़ादारान हुसैन, हुरमला कहता है, उमर इब्न साद, मैं जब भी निशाना लगाता हूँ तो मेरी नज़र हुसैन के खैमेगाह की तरफ पड़ती है. वहाँ मैं देखता हूँ कि एक माँ है जो बड़ी बेताबी से अपने बच्चे का इंतजार कर रही है कि हाय मेरा असगर अपनी प्यास बुझा के अभी आएगा. आज़ादारों, हुरमला ने जब तीर लगाया है तो ये तीर हुसैन की कलाई से लेकर मासूम की गर्दन में पैवस्त हो गया. मैं एक सवाल पूछना चाहता हूँ वज़ादारों, तीर का क्या काम होता है? मैं आपको बताता हूँ. तीर जहां लगता है वहां एक शिगाफ बनाता है. तीर जहां लगता है वहां एक निशान बनाता है. तीर जहां लगता है वहां एक शिगाफ बनाता है. कुरान रखिए मेरे सर पे, हुरमला के तीर ने अली असगर की गर्दन में शिगाफ नहीं बनाया है. हुरमला की तीर ने अली असगर की गर्दन में शिगाफ नहीं बनाया है. तिबरीजी अमर वाला लिखता है, ज़बहहु मिनल हुज़्न इलल हुज़्न. इस तीर ने बच्चे को एक कान से लेके दूसरे कान तक ज़बह कर दी. एक कान से लेके दूसरे कान तक ज़बह कर दिया. अज़ादारों, तीर एक है, उसी में बाप की कलाई है, उसी में बच्चे की गर्दन है. अज़ादारों, हुसैन अब अली असगर की लाश लेके खैमगाह की तरफ आ रहे हैं. मुअर्रिख लिखते हैं कि 7 मरतबा हुसैन आगे बढ़ते हैं. इन्ना लिल्लाहि व इन्ना इलैहि राजिऊन. 7 मरतबा वापस पीछे आते हैं. रिज़न बिक़ज़ाही व तस्लीमन लिअम्री. कल आमाल आशूरा में आप इमाम हुसैन की ये सुन्नत को इंशाअल्लाह बजा लाएंगे. 7 मरतबा आगे बढ़ते हैं, 7 मरतबा पीछे बढ़ते हैं. हुसैन ये ख्याल करते हैं कि ये असगर को मैं खैमेगाह की तरफ कैसे ले जाऊंगा. लेकिन आखिर में इमाम हुसैन अलैहिस्सलाम अली असगर की लाश को लेकर खैमेगाह में आते हैं. एक मरतबा जब रबाब ने हुसैन को देखा, जब माँ ने शशमाह को देखा, माँ ने जब शशमाह को देखा, एक मरतबा रबाब कहती है, हाय मेरा असगर, या का क्या बच्चे ऐसे ज़बह किए जाते हैं? क्या बच्चे ऐसे ज़बह किए जाते? ज़ादारान हुसैन, एक मंजर है करबला का. ایک منظر کربلا کا میں آپ کو دعوت دیتا ہوں. آپ سوچئے کیسا منظر ہے. اب امام حسین نے علی اصغر کی لاش کو لیا, رباب کے ہاتھ میں 6 ماہ کی لاش کو سونپا. ماں کے ہاتھ میں 6 مہینے کا ششمہ ہے. امام حسین نے رباب کو کہا اس لاش کو سنبھالو. اب حسین نے اپنی تلوار لی, خیمہ گاہ کے پیچھے جا کے اب یہ باپ اب دفن اب ایک باپ یہ باپ تلوار لے کے ایک قبر کھود رہا ہے. تلوار لے کے اب عبداللہ قبر کھود رہا ہے. ماں 6 ماہ کی بچے کے لاش کو لے کے انتظار کر رہی ہے. عزادارو حسین قبر کھود رہا ہے, ماں انتظار کر رہی ہے. مرتبہ حسین نے علی اصغر کے لاش کو دفنایا ہے, لیکن عزادارو ریاض القدس کی میں یہ روایت پڑھتا ہوں. یہ ریاض القدس میں آپ کو ملے گا. عاشور کی شام جب سارے لاش اکٹھے ہو رہے تھے تو عمر بن سعد نے کہا کہ ایک لاش کی کمی ہے. عمر ابن سعد نے کہا کہ ایک لاش کی کمی ہے. لوگوں نے کہا ہاں عمر ابن سعد علی اصغر کی لاش حسین دفنا چکے ہیں. عمر ابن سعد نے شمر کو آگے بلایا, کہا شمر میں سب کی لاش چاہتا ہوں, میں سب شہیدوں کی لاش چاہتا ہوں, جا کے علی اصغر کی لاش ڈھونڈ کے میرے لیے لاؤ. شمر کہتا ہے عمر ابن سعد کو فکر مت کرو, ہم علی اصغر کی لاش ڈھونڈ کے لائیں گے. یہ ملعون نے کیا کیا؟ ملعون نے کچھ لوگوں کو جمع کیا, یزید کے فوجیوں کو جمع کیا. ایک روایت میں ملتا ہے 100 آدمی کو شمر نے جمع کیا اور پھر ہاتھوں میں نیزے دیے. جب ہاتھوں میں نیزے دیے پھر شمر نے کہا اب گھوڑوں پہ سوار ہو جاؤ. یہ لوگ گھوڑوں پہ سوار ہو گئے. اب شمر کہتا ہے تم گھوڑوں پہ سوار ہو جاؤ, یہ نیزے ہاتھ میں لے لو, اب پھر میرے ساتھ چلو, ہم کربلا کے میدان کی تلاشی لیں گے. ہاتھ میں نیزہ لیے کربلا کے میدان کی تلاشی ہو رہی ہے. عزادارو یہ ملعون گھوڑے پہ سوار ہے اور اپنے اپنے نیزے زمین پہ مارتے ہیں تاکہ علی اصغر کے لاش کی تلاشی ہو سکے. ایک مرتبہ شمر نے نیزہ لیا, زمین پہ مارا, نیزہ علی اصغر کے سینے میں پیوست ہو گیا. شمر نے نیزے کو اٹھایا, علی اصغر کے لاش کو بلند کیا. جب علی اصغر کے لاش کو بلند کیا, رباب نے علی اصغر کے لاش کو دیکھا, کہتی ہے ہائے میرا اصغر 2 مرتبہ شہید ہوا ہے. ایک مرتبہ حرملہ کے تیر سے شہید ہوا ہے, ایک مرتبہ میرا اصغر شمر کے نیزے سے شہید. عزاداران حسین آخری مصائب پڑھ رہا ہوں, رونے کی رات ہے. عزادارو اگر آنسو نکل رہے ہو تو اللہ سے اپنی اپنی دعائیں مانگو, انشاءاللہ اللہ آپ کی دعائیں قبول کرے گا. عزاداران حسین جب یہ لوٹا ہوا قافلہ مدینے واپس آیا ہے تو ہمیں کچھ روایتوں میں ملتا ہے کہ جب یہ لوٹا ہوا قافلہ مدینے واپس آیا ہے تو ایک مرتبہ یہ بیبیاں زمین پہ بیٹھ گئی مدینے میں, اور رباب بیٹھی ہے, جناب زینب بیٹھی ہے, ام کلثوم بیٹھی ہے. عزادارو امام حسین کی چھوٹی بچی فاطمہ صغرا آگے بڑھتی اور فاطمہ صغرا اپنے آپ کو جناب زینب اور ام رباب کے بیچ میں جناب فاطمہ صغرا بیٹھ گئی. اب جناب صغرا نے ایک مرتبہ جناب زینب سے کہا اماں کیا سب شہید ہو گئے؟ کیا سب مارے گئے؟ جناب زینب نے کہا ہاں بیٹی سب مارے گئے. اب جناب فاطمہ صغرا کہتی ہے کہ میری بہن سکینہ کا کیا ہوا؟ میری بہن سکینہ کا کیا ہوا؟ جناب زینب نے کہا بیٹی وہ شام کے زندان میں کام آ گئی, وہ شام کے زندان میں کام آ گئی. اب حسین کی بیٹی ہے, آخر صبر کرنے والی ہے, حسین کی بیٹی ہے, حسین کی بیٹی صبر کر رہی ہے. لیکن مورخ لکھتے ہیں کہ پھر جناب فاطمہ صغرا یہاں وہاں کچھ ڈھونڈ رہی ہے, دیکھ رہی ہے شاید کچھ کھو گیا ہے, یہاں وہاں کچھ ڈھونڈ رہی ہے. جناب زینب نے کہا بیٹی کیا ڈھونڈ رہی ہو؟ جناب سغرا نے کہا پھوپھی اماں جب آپ گئے تھے تو میرے بھائی عسکر کو لے کے گئے تھے، وہ چھوٹا سا بچہ تھا، کچھ دنوں کا تھا، میں سوچ رہی ہوں کہ شاید یہ اب چلنے بھی لگا ہوگا، میرا اصغر کہاں ہے؟ بس یہ سننا تھا۔ رباب طرف گئی، کہتی ہے بیٹی فاطمہ اصغر کے بارے میں مت پوچھ، میرا اصغر 2 مرتبہ شہید ہوا ہے، حرملہ کے تیر سے شہید ہوا ہے اور شمر کے نیزے سے ماتب حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین۔
گل ہوا اے بیبیو آتے ہیں اصغر علی، آخری تسلیم کو خون میں نہائے ہوئے، آنکھیں کبھی کھول کے کی طرف یاس سے روکے ہو کیا دیکھتے خون میں نہائے ہوئے، جان کے زندہ پسر بانو چلی لینے کو، رہ گئی بس دیکھ کر خون میں نہائے ہوئے۔ آخر امام مظلوم نے میدان میں آئے اور تلوار سے کھود کر اصغر کو دفن کیا۔ ننھی سی قبر کھود کے اصغر کو گار کے شبیر اٹھ کھڑے ہوئے دامن کو گار کے۔ مادر علی اصغر یوں بیان کرنے لگی، کہتی تھی مادر علی اصغر جواب دے، اے میرے تشنا لب علی اصغر جواب دے، جسے نراسا ہے یہ بھوکا پیاسا ہے یہ دودھ پلانا اسے، اے اے،
'اے 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 'ا
ہے یہ راتوں کا جاگا ہے یہ گودی سلانا اسے اے زمین کربلا خاص مسلمان ہے یہ فاطمہ کی جان ہے یہ بھولے نہ جانا اسے اے زمین کربلا کہاں سر کو کچانے کی یہی ایک رات ہے باقی شہ مظلوم
جب آئی شب عاشور ہے لوگوں
سکینہ یوں لگی کہنے کہ اے بابا کہو مجھ کو سکینہ یوں لگی کہنے کہ اے بابا کہو مجھ کو تمہیں کیا سر کچانے کی یہی ایک رات ہے باقی شہ مظلوم
جب آئی شب عاشور ہے لوگوں
تو اب مجھ کو ہوا معلوم کہ بیوالیوں وارث رداؤں کو چھینانے کی یہی ایک رات ہے باقی شہ مظلوم
جب آئی شب عاشور ہے لوگوں
تمہارے لاش بے سر پر میں رو رو سر پٹکنے کی تماچے منہ پہ کھانے کی یہی ایک رات ہے باقی شہ مظلوم
جب آئی شب عاشور ہے لوگوں
میرے پیارے میرے پیاسے میرے بھیا علی اصغر میرے پیارے میرے پیاسے میرے بھیا علی اصغر گلا نازک کچانے کی یہی ایک رات ہے باقی شہ مظلوم
جب آئی شب عاشور ہے لوگوں
میرے بیمار بھائی کو میرے ناچار بھائی کو قریبیری پہنانے کی یہی ایک رات ہے باقی شہ مظلوم بارے
متھے آئے
بڑا بس گو ہمارے خیمے جلانے کی، ہمیں در در پھرانے کی، ہمارے خیمے جلانے کی، ہمیں در در پھرانے کی، ہمارے گھر لوٹانے کی، یہی ایک رات ہے باقی شاہ وہ سکینہ یوں لگی کہنے کہ بابا کہو مجھ کو تمہیں کیا سر کچانے کی، یہی ایک رات شاہ مظلوم گو میرے پیارے میرے پیاسے میرے بھیا علی اصغر، میرے پیارے میرے پیاسے میرے بھیا علی اصغر، گلا نازک کچانے کی، یہی ایک راہ باقی
شاہ مظلوم جب آئی
یا حسین 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 یا حسین
یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین
آگے آگے جائیے
یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین
یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین
یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین
یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین
یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین
عزاداران مظلوم کربلا، آج شب عاشور کی یہ رات ہے اور اپنے ابتدائی زمانے سے when I started my official recitation. I have been visiting your community for a long time in different countries. ایک مرثیہ یا ایک سلام جسے آپ کہیں میں اکثر آج کی رات کی مناسبت سے پڑھتا ہوں اور مجھے حکم بھی ہوا ہے انشاءاللہ مل کر یہ جوانیاں جناب سیدہ نے اسی دن کے لیے دی ہیں کہ ہم ان کو ان کے لال کا پرسہ پیش کر سکیں, ان کی نصرت کر سکیں. میں 2-4 بند سلام کے پیش کرتا ہوں بطور مصائب, انشاءاللہ پھر ہم مل کر کنٹینیوسلی ماتم کو کیری کریں گے. ایک مل کر باواز بلند صلوات پڑھ دیجئے. حسین جاتا ہے مرنے کو اے میری زینب, قریب آ گیا اب وقت آخری زینب. سلام تم پہ اے بابا کی لاڈلی زینب. پر زینب نے کہا کون ہے پردیس میں میرا, ارے کیوں جاتے ہو تم چھوڑ کے بھیا مجھے تنہا. زینب کو ہر ایک موڑ پہ تڑ پائے گی دنیا, یاد آؤ گے بھیا یاد آؤ گے بھیا. ارے یاد آئے گا بھیا مجھے ارمان تمہارا, ارے تم دیکھ نہیں پائے ہو اکبر کا جو صحرا. ارے دعوت کوئی شادی کی مدینے میں جو دے گا, یاد آؤ گے بھیا. کتنا تھا خیال آپ کو پردے کا برادر, لے جاتے تھے تم رات کو اماں کی لحد پر, اور اب دیکھے گی زینب کے کھلے سر کو یہ دنیا. یاد آؤ گے بھیا ارے دیدار بھی ہو جائے گا بیٹی کے بہانے, کیا شام کے زندان میں آؤ گے سلانے سوئے گی نہیں جب میری لوری سے سکینہ یاد آؤ گے بھیا یاد آؤ گے بھیا. اور کیا عجیب محبت ہے اس بھائی اور بہن کے درمیان کہ ہوتا تھا تکلم یوں جدا بھائی بہن سے جس طرح کوئی روح نکلتی ہو بدن سے شہرن کو چلے کہتی رہی ثانی زہرا یاد آؤ گے بھیا یاد آؤ گے بھیا. بولی خاتون جنا یعنی شبیر کی ماں میرا بچہ ہے کہاں زلجنا ہے
زلجنا
اس کا ایکو بڑھا دیجئے بڑی نوازش ہوگی. میرا بچہ ہے کہاں زلجنا ہے زلجنا میرا بچہ ہے کہاں میرا بچہ ہے کہاں زلجنا ہے زلجنا میرا بچہ ہے کہاں میرا بچہ ہے کہاں. ہے بولی خاتون جنا یعنی شبیر کی ماں میرا بچہ ہے کہاں زلجنا ہے زلجنا میرا بچہ ہے کہاں. مل کر جزاک اللہ. ہے زلجنا ہے زلجنا میرا بچہ ہے کہاں میرا بچہ ہے کہاں. ہے بولی خاتون جنا یعنی شبیر کی ماں میرا بچہ ہے کہاں زلجنا ہے. جزاک اللہ بابا سے بلند. زلجنا میرا بچہ
ہے کہاں میرا بچہ ہے کہاں.
ہے لے گیا گھر سے ایک پیاسے کو رب کے محبوب کے نواسے کو چھوڑ کر آ گیا لینوں میں غمزدہ ماں کہ تو اساسے کو ڈھونڈنے جاؤں اسے اس اندھیرے میں کہاں میرا بچہ ہے کہاں زلجنا. مصرع سن کے ماتم کریں جزاک اللہ. میرا بچہ ہے کہاں میرا بچہ ہے کہاں. اے زلجنا اے زلجنا میرا بچہ ہے کہاں میرا بچہ ہے کہاں. اے زلجنا اے دو مصرے سنیں پھر تیسرے پہ ماتم کریں گے. میرا بچہ ہے کہاں میرا بچہ ہے کہاں. ہے جو تیری پیاس پر اداس رہا جو تیری پیاس پر اداس رہا گو کے پانی کے آس پاس رہا پھر بھی پانی پیا نہیں اس نے تیری خاطر وہ محو آس رہا. خشک تھا اس سے کا گلا خشک تھی اس کی زبان میرا بچہ ہے کہاں زلجنا ہے زلجنا
میرا بچہ ہے کہاں میرا بچہ ہے کہاں
میرا بچہ ہے کہاں، میرا بچہ ہے کہاں. سب پڑھے نام حسین. ذوالجنا جزاک اللہ.
میرا بچہ ہے کہاں، میرا بچہ ہے کہاں.
ہے تیرے ماتھے پہ خون ہے کس کا، رنگ خون یہ تیرے سوار کا تھا. ہے میرے شیر کی مہک اس میں، کانپتا ہے علم سے دل میرا. ڈھول خاموش ہے کیوں یہ آنسو ہے رواں، میرا بچہ ہے کہاں. ذوالجنا جزاک اللہ. ذوالجنا میرا بچہ، ذوالجنا میرا بچہ ہے کہاں. ذوالجنا جزاک اللہ. جزاک اللہ. بلند آواز سے.
میرا بچہ ہے کہاں، میرا بچہ ہے کہاں. ذوالجنا ہے ذوالجنا، میرا بچہ ہے کہاں، میرا بچہ.
ٹھیک ہے یہ ٹھیک ہے. اس کا
ذوالجنا ہے ذوالجنا، میرا بچہ ہے کہاں.
جزاک اللہ.
میرا بچہ ہے کہاں.
ہے تیرے ماتھے پہ خون ہے کس کا، رنگ خون یہ تیرے سوار کا تھا. ہے میرے شیر کی مہک اس میں، کانپتا ہے علم سے دل میرا. بول خاموش ہے کیوں یہ آنسو ہے رواں، میرا بچہ ہے کہاں. ذوالجنا جزاک اللہ. میرا بچہ
ہے کہاں، میرا
شاعر اہل بیت ریحان اعظمی صاحب کی اس وقت طبیعت بہت زیادہ خراب ہے. وہ کینیڈا میں اس وقت آئی سی یو میں ہے. ان کے لیے دعا کیجیے گا. یہ نوحہ ان کا لکھا ہوا ہے. ماتم کرتے ہوئے انہیں بھی دعا میں یاد رکھیں. ہے کہاں ذوالجنا ذوالجنا. جزاک اللہ.
ہے کہاں، میرا بچہ ہے کہاں.
ہے جو تیری پیاس پر اداس رہا، بھوک پانی کے آس پاس رہا، پھر بھی پانی پیا نہیں اس نے. تیری خاطر وہ محو آس رہا. خشک تھا اس کا گلا، خشک تھی اس کی زبان، میرا بچہ ہے کہاں. ذوالجنا ذوالجنا ہے ذوالجنا. جزاک اللہ. جزاک اللہ. میرا بچہ ہے کہاں. ذوالجنا
ذوالجنا، میرا بچہ ہے کہاں، میرا بچہ ہے کہاں.
ارے کیسے سوئے گی لاڈلی اس کی، کیسے سوئے گی لاڈلی اس کی، جس کو سینے پہ نیند آتی تھی، جس نے روکا تھا تجھ کو جاتے ہوئے. کیا کہے گا اگر وہ پوچھے گی، سامنا اس کا نہ کر روکے دے گی وہ جہاں، میرا بچہ. جزاک اللہ. ہے ذوالجنا ہے ذوالجنا.
میرا بچہ ہے کہاں، میرا بچہ ہے کہاں.
ہے ذوالجنا ہے ذوالجنا.
بچہ ہے کہاں، میرا بچہ ہے کہاں. ہے ذوالجنا ہے ذوالجنا، میرا بچہ ہے کہاں، میرا بچہ ہے کہاں. ذوالجنا ہے ذوالجنا، میرا بچہ ہے کہاں، میرا بچہ ہے کہاں.
ہے ناگہاں سر سنا پہ آیا نظر ذکر خالق تھا جس کے ہونٹوں پر تھام کر دل رستے ہاتھوں سے بولی ریحان مادر سرور تجھ سے ایس پہ جری اب نہ پوچھے گی یہ ماں میرا بچہ ہے زلجنا زلجنا
میرا بچہ ہے کہاں میرا بچہ ہے کہاں زلجنا میرا بچہ ہے کہاں میرا بچہ ہے کہاں
زلجنا
زلجنا میرا بچہ ہے کہاں
میرا بچہ اے بی بی بانی یہ عذاب پیغام کربلا تیرا جس نے سنا یہی کہا مل کر سارے مومنین یا زینب کبریٰ یا زینب جزاک اللہ بآواز بلند یا زینب کبریٰ 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 اے بی بی بانی عزا پیغام کربلا تیرا جس نے سنا یہی کہا یا زینب ہے یا زینب کبریٰ ہے یا زینب کبریٰ یا زینب سب بولے جزاک اللہ یا زینب کبریٰ یا زینب کبریٰ ہے یاد آتا ہے شام کا منظر بی بی سر پہ تیرے نہ تھی چادر ہر طرف پتھروں کی بارش تھی تیری پوشاک تھی لہو میں تر یا زینب کبریٰ یا زینب کبریٰ یا زینب کبریٰ یا زینب کبریٰ ہائے ہائے یا زینب کبریٰ یا زینب کبریٰ یا زینب کبریٰ جزاک اللہ مصرع سن کے یا زینب کبریٰ پہ ماتم کریں گے ہائے یا زینب کبریٰ یا زینب کبریٰ ہائے ہائے یا زینب کبریٰ یا زینب کبریٰ ہے تو نے بچوں کی دی ہے قربانی تو نے بچوں کی دی ہے قربانی ہائے یہ تیرا ذوق ایمانی پیاسے بھائی کی یاد میں تو نے خون بنایا ہے آنکھ کا پانی یا زینب کبریٰ یا زینب کبریٰ یا زینب جزاک اللہ یا زینب کبریٰ یا زینب کبریٰ جزاک اللہ یا زینب یا زینب کبریٰ یا زینب کبریٰ یا زینب کبریٰ آپ سب کے لیے دعا ہے بلند آواز سے جواب یا زینب کبریٰ یا زینب کبریٰ یا زینب کبریٰ ایک ایک مصرے پہ توجہ ارے یہ تیرے در پہ استغاثہ ہے یہ تیرے در پہ استغاثہ ہے جو بھی فرش عزا پہ روتا ہے اس پہ سایہ کرے تیرا غازی وہ جو مشکل کشا کا بیٹا ہے یا زینب کبریٰ جزاک اللہ یا زینب کبریٰ
कुबरा
या ज़ैनब कुबरा जज़ाक अल्लाह
ज़ैनब कुबरा या 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 ज़ैनब।
जज़ाक अल्लाह। दुआ में शामिल होते रहे, मातम करते रहे, ये दुआ की कबूलियत इस मातम से ही है। या ज़ैनब कुबरा या ज़ैनब
कुबरा
अरे तेरे भाई ने जैसे राहिब को 7 बेटे अता किए, फिर तो 7 बेटे अता किए, फिर तो तू भी हमशीर उस सखी की है, दे दे औलाद चाहिए जिसको। या ज़ैनब हुसैन 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 या
ज़ैनब कुबरा या ज़ैनब कुबरा या ज़ैनब कुबरा या ज़ैनब कुबरा या ज़ैनब।
जज़ाक अल्लाह। मरहबा। शहजादी जल्दी आपको अपनी ज़ियारत पर बुलाएं इंशाअल्लाह। या ज़ैनब कुबरा
ज़ैनब कुबरा या ज़ैनब कुबरा
हाय हाय हाय
ज़ैनब कुबरा।
अरे वास्ता उस असीर बच्ची का, वास्ता उस असीर बच्ची का, रस्सियों में बंधा था जिसका गला, वो जो प्यासी थी मर गई प्यासी, कोई बच्चा ना अब रहे प्यासा। या ज़ैन हुसैन 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 कुबरा या ज़ैनब कुबरा जज़ाक अल्लाह। हाय या ज़ैनब कुबरा
ज़ैनब कुबरा
जज़ाक अल्लाह।
ज़ैनब कुबरा या ज़ैनब कुबरा या ज़ैनब कुबरा या ज़ैनब कुबरा।
उस वक्त जब के ज़ैनब दरबार में गई थी, कारी नमाजियों से महफिल सजी हुई थी। अरे जालिम ये पूछता था गाजी तेरा कहाँ है, अरे बालों से मुंह छुपाए ज़ैनब ये कह रही थी, ऐ मेरे बाबा जान हो रही है अज़ान, सर छुपाऊं कहाँ मेरे
बाबा जान हो रही।
मिलके पुरसाते जनाब ज़हरा को, सर छुपाऊं कहाँ है मेरे। जज़ाक अल्लाह। सुन के मिसरा
हो रही है अज़ान,
सलामत रहिए।
छुपाऊं कहाँ
मजमए आम में बेवतन बेअमा आ गया कारवां, मेरे बाबा जान हो रही बाबा जान है मेरे बाबा जान
हो रही
जज़ाक अल्लाह।
सर छुपाऊं कहाँ
है मेरे बाबा जान
हो रही।
हाय हाय। सुने मसाइब फिर मातम करिएगा। सर छुपा बाबा जान मेरी मांगती रह गई, बाबा जान مانگتی رہ گئی بام و در سج گئے جیتے جی مر گئی حلقہ شام میں نام سن کر میرا مر گیا ناتواں جزاک اللہ ہو رہی ہے اذان سر چھپا جزاک اللہ اے میرے
ہو رہی ہے اذان سر چھپاؤں کہاں اے میرے بابا جان ہو رہی ہے اذان سر چھپاؤں کہاں
رک نہ پایا میرے رک نہ پایا میرے باوفا کا وہ سر نوکے نیزہ سے آنے لگا خاک پر بہن کو در بدل دیکھ کر ننگے سر سہ نہ پایا جوان میرے حسین 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 ہو رہی جزاک اللہ
چھپاؤں کہاں
ہے میرے
ہو رہی
سلامت رہیے
سر چھپاؤں کہاں اے میرے بابا جان ہو رہی ہے اذان
سنیں مصاحب نام ہے حسین کہاں میرے کون ہے زینب کون ہے زینب پیش کرو قبلہ دیکھیے گا اذان سر چھپا شام عاشور سے شام عاشور سے شام کوفہ تلک میں نے مانگا نہیں ہے خراج فدک میری چادر سے ہے میری ماں کا سکون سن لے ظالم جہاں ہے میرے بابا جزاک اللہ
سر چھپاؤں کہاں اے میرے بابا جان ہو رہی ہے اذان سر چھپاؤں کہاں
ہاتھ کانوں پہ ہے ہاتھ کانوں پہ ہے نیل گالوں پہ ہے اور نشان جو سکینہ کے شانوں پہ ہے ہر نشان سے یہی آ رہی ہے صدا بابا جان بابا جان جزاک اللہ
ہو رہی ہے اذان سر چھپاؤں کہاں اے میرے بابا جان ہو رہی ہے اذان سر چھپاؤں
ارے بیٹا ہے تو علی کا زہرا کی تو دعا ہے شبیر تیرا کا بیٹا ہے تو علی کا سب مل کر زہرا کی
تو دعا ہے شبیر تیرا کا البنین ماں ہے
ہر صورت و چلن میں حیدر سے نہ جدا ہے تا حشر تجھ سے قائم دنیا میں بس وفا ہے عباس 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 ہے عباس 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 جزاک اللہ. عباس تجھ سے کتنی عباس تجھ سے کتنی مانوس تھی سکینہ بابا کے بعد تیرے پرچم کو مانسینہ معصوم وہ کلی تو تجھ سے بچھڑ کے غازی بس کہتی مر گئی ہے زندان میں حسینہ ابا حسین 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 ابا ابا ہے ابا 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 جزاک اللہ. عباس 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 ہے عباس عباس ہے شام غریبہ میں جسے شام غریبہ میں جسے کا کرتا جل گیا ہے کانوں سے بالیاں بھی ہے شمر لے گیا ہے اس بے کسی سے مولا بچی کوئی نہ تل سے فرش عزا پہ رو کر ہر دل یہ کہہ رہا ہے ہائے ابا 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 ہائے ابا 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 ہائے ابا جزاک اللہ. عباس 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 ہے تیرے علم کو تھامے تیرے علم کو تھامے ہر شخص کہہ رہا ہے مظلوم کربلا کا زینب کا واسطہ ہے پردیسی کوئی ایسا پردیس میں نہ اجڑے صدقے میں اس کے جس کا گھر بار لٹ گیا ہے عباس 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 ہے عباس 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 الوداع الوداع آخری شعر ہے عباس اس وقت جب کہ زینب اس وقت جب کہ زینب دربار میں گئی تھی اس وقت جب کہ زینب دربار میں گئی تھی قاری نمازیوں سے محفل سجی ہوئی تھی ظالم یہ پوچھتا تھا غازی تیرا کہاں ہے ظالم یہ پوچھتا تھا غازی تیرا کہاں ہے بالوں سے منہ چھپائے زینب یہ کہہ رہی تھی اب حسین 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 نور خدا ہے صفت پیمبر مالک
کے کوثر شافی محشر فرزند زہرا سلام تم پر فرزند زہرا سلام تم پر دل بندے حیدر سلام تم پر ہمارے آقا الوداع زادارو الوداع ہمارے آقا سلام تم پر ہمارے مولا سلام تم پر میرے امامت نور ہدایات فخر دو عالم فخر امامات فرزند زہرا سلام تم پر فرزند زہرا سلام تم پر دل بندے حیدر سلام تم پر ہمارے آقا سلام تم پر ہمارے آقا سلام تم پر ہمارے مولا سلام تم پر کرب و بلا میں ہم کو بلانا روز قیامت ہم کو بچانا فرزند زہرا سلام تم پر فرزند زہرا سلام تم پر دل بندے حیدر سلام تم پر ہمارے آقا سلام تم پر ہمارے مولا سلام تم پر
ہمارے آقا سلام تم پر ہمارے آقا سلام تم پر ہمارے مولا سلام تم کا وقت کہنا میرا یہ کلام ہے سب عاشق حسین کو میرا سلام ہے رکشیوں کو آباد صدا اپنے کرم سے کرتا زیداروں کو رہا رنج و محن سے دشمن کو بھی خدا نہ دکھائے پسر کا داغ دل کو فغار کرتا ہے لکھتے جگر کا داغ آنکھوں کا نور کھوتا ہے نور نظر کا داغ مرنا جوان بیٹے کا ہے عمر بھر کا داغ ساما شتاب کر دے میرے دل کے چین کا دیگر واسطہ مولا حسین کا حل کیجئے مشکل میری اب دیر ستم ہے عباس علی تم کو سکینہ کی قسم ہے یا موسیٰ کاظم ہمیں آفت سے چھڑاؤ یا موسیٰ کاظم ہمیں آفت سے چھڑاؤ بہرے حسن حسین مصیبت سے بچاؤ یا رب دکھا دے روضہ رضوان حسین کا آنکھوں سے زری منہ پہ لگانا نصیب ہو دنیا یہ نہ ہوگی مگر اسلام رہے گا دنیا یہ نہ ہوگی مگر اسلام رہے گا شبیر بہرحال تیرا نام رہے گا سورۃ مبارکۃ الفاتحہ
شہ مظلوم جب آئی شب عاشور ہے لوگو شہ مظلوم جب آئی شب عاشور ہے لوگو میرے پیارے میرے پیاسے میرے بھیا علی اصغر گلا نازک کتھا
مومنین کو بھی زیارت پہنچ رہی ہے
ایک رات ہے ماں کی شہ
مومنین پر بھی زیارت ہی ہے
آئی شب
السلام علیکم یا مولا یا عبداللہ روحی و جسمی و ارواح العالمین لک الفداء ابن رسول اللہ السلام علی الحسین وعلی علی ابن الحسین وعلی اولاد الحسین وعلی اصحاب الحسین خصوصاً سیدی و مولا ابو الفضل العباس وأختك زينب وبنتك سكينة وقاسم بن الحسن ومسلم بن أقيل وهاني بن أروى وحبيب بن مظاهر والهر الشهيد الرياهي. السلام عليكم يا ساداتي وموالي جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا مولا يا غريب الغرباء السلطان أبا الحسن علي بن موسى الرضا، أحسن الله لك الأزا في جدك الحسين، كن شفيعنا وشفيع والدينا في يوم الجزاء. وفقنا الله لزيارتك يا مولا ورزقنا الله شفاعتك في الدنيا والآخرة. السلام عليك وعلى أختك فاطمة المعصومة جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا حجة الله يا ابن الحسن يا صاحب الزمان، أحسن الله لك الأزا في جدك الحسين. الأمان 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 يا إمام الإنس والجان، أجل الله سيدي ما وعدك من النصر وظهور الأمر ورحمة الله وبركاته. الفاتحة لدفع بلاء وقضاء الحاجات وشفاء المرضى. الفاتحة لأرواح المؤمنين والمؤمنات.